here. Why am I here? Because I am sick and tired of AS not allowing students to be part of this process. It's about time that Associated students reflected the students. What that means is that they don't understand that every student is part of Associated students, that every student has a voice in Associated students. And if this is not happening, then we need to make change.
Your words are only as powerful as the people behind you. And by people behind you, I mean the lobbyers. I want to increase lobbying, and more importantly, I want to make lobbying more effective. I want to be in a meeting and be able to have some sort of leverage against these politicians so that they take higher education seriously, so that we lower budget cuts, so that we can get all of the things that we deserve as students. To give students the money back that they paid to Associated students so they can see the results of where their fees are going.
And so what I've really tried to do is target the sources of student problems and provide solutions. So some of those things have been, lobbying and protesting Chancellor Yang, SB Mayor Schneider, the UC region.
I feel that tuition is already too high. And for you to justify increasing that tuition, even by $10 a quarter, we really need to seriously consider where that money is going and how it is going to be used. In my position in honoraria, we've actually drafted a new budget, new bylaws for the honorary committee that will allow the association to work in a more efficient way. The really important thing is budget cuts. We need to go to lawmakers with the power that we saw on March 5th and say, hey, you cannot ignore higher education anymore. You cannot keep cutting our budget because our budget is what feeds the school, it's what gives us TAs, it's what allows us to educate people on social issues.
I think honoraria is something that should be for students so they can have accessible positions here, because not all students can afford to just spend all their time in the association. Some of us got to work 2 jobs because we're trying to pay for actually the rising tuition. Students to shut down the last UC Regents meeting. I have been in the suit and I have been in the lines with the police, with the students, talking with administrators. That's what it takes.
Many of our student issues that we face today boil down to budget cuts. The fact that we are paying more for students, or less for students in California than our inmates is a pretty terrifying example of how not seriously our lawmakers take our students. We need to push for lawmakers to make the right decision for California's future and for our education.
Really, the Associated Students President should work to be a facilitator. That's what we need, a great facilitator between different aspects of the community, with people who have respect for the president, who sees them at events, who is not just up here during elections, but who actually translates that during the year.